Hey, Stan the Annuity Man, dressed in all red, America's annuity agent. I guess I should have some blue somewhere, but I'm all red from head to toe. The question you're asking today, which is a good one, is can you change the beneficiaries of an annuity? I'm going to cover all types, but the short answer, which is what you want, is yes, you can. You can change the beneficiaries on the annuity. So if your kid pisses you off, sorry for my French, you can take them off that annuity as a beneficiary. But I want to go deeper into that and kind of cover some things, give you some examples and some stories that might apply to you. So hang in there with me. Let me go grab my pen and we're going to walk to the whiteboard. Okay, so can you change the beneficiary of an annuity? The answer is a pound the table yes. If you choose to do business with Stan the Annuity Man, we'll walk you through all the paperwork, take care of it from start to finish, but part of that application process will involve you telling us who the beneficiaries are of the policy. You can split it up in a myriad of ways. There's no limitation on how many people can be the beneficiary of the policy. In a lot of cases, carriers will allow a trust to be the beneficiary of a policy. But if you have 10 kids, you can split it up and you can split the percentages up any way you want. So recent story the other day is a gentleman bought a bunch of MIGAs, a bunch of fixed rate annuities. But the way he set up the beneficiaries was that the wife was primary beneficiary, which was 100%. But when she passed, then the kids were what's called contingent beneficiaries. And then what else? He did another thing. There's tertiary, the third level of beneficiaries were the grandkids. So let me show you. This is the way it looks. He owned the MIGAs. There's a bunch of them. And then, so the primary beneficiary was the wife, and she was at 100%. So when he died, as long as she was alive, she gets 100%. But let's just say she passes, then there were 3 kids. Actually, I think there were 4 kids. So the kids, they each were getting 25%. So, and then from there, he had a bunch of let's just say he had 10, I think he had more than that, but he had 10 grandkids, and they were each going to get 10%. So the way that would work is Jim's Learjet hits the mountain, the wife gets it all, 100%. But Jim and his wife were in the Learjet together, then the kids split it all up 25% across the board between 4. But let's just say the kids were in the plane with mom and dad, but the grandkids were with the babysitter. That's kind of morbid, but hang in there with me, okay? So they died too. Then the grandkids would split it. Now, you can change the percentages up all the time, anytime you want to. And the way you do that is just either call the carrier, or if you're our client, we can certainly help you with that and make sure everything's done. But you should revisit that all the time. You should know the beneficiary structure, the percentages, because it's legal tender. That application is legal tender. That policy is legal tender. But a lot of people think that beneficiaries, that's an irrevocable thing with annuities. It is not. So if you have the wandering ambiguity of a kid who makes you mad and goes in a political direction that you're not going, and you say, I'm done with that kid, I'm just going to take him off you can literally remove them until they get their head together and start thinking straight, right? So hope that answers the question. Okay, so we've talked about changing the beneficiary on annuities, and you can, of course. Let me talk about some situations where it makes no sense, right? Let's talk about life only. So if you're going to buy an annuity and it's going to pay life only, so it's an immediate annuity, it's life only. What does that mean? That means that it's going to pay for your life, regardless of how long you live, but when you die, money goes poof. Now, a lot of people think that's the only way immediate annuities are structured, but they're not. You can structure them so that 100% of the principal goes to the beneficiaries, and under that circumstance, you would list beneficiaries. But under a life only, there is no beneficiary because it's all about your life, okay? And when you die, money goes poof. Now, people say, why would you do that? I guess if you hated your kids, your beneficiaries. If you didn't have any, you do that. The second reason that you do life only is that would be the highest contractual payout that you can get. Why? Because you're shouldering some of that risk. In other words, you're saying, give me the highest payment, and I understand that when I die, money goes poof, and in this case, whatever's left is kept by the annuity company, but they are paying you the highest guarantee available. So in that case, in this case, life-only SPIA or life-only DIA, deferred income annuity, which is an immediate annuity, or life-only QLAC, qualified longevity annuity contract. In those situations, money goes poof when you die, and so the beneficiaries, it doesn't apply. So if you have beneficiaries and you're going to choose a life-only structure, my advice to them would be to have that conversation, because if those beneficiaries call Stan the Annuity Man after you die and you bought the annuity through me, I'm going to nicely and professionally tell your beneficiaries, hey, I'm sorry, that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted, life only. So beneficiaries, love them, hate them, we all have them, right? So you know you can change it. It's with the majority of the annuities that are out there, you know, it's revocable, not irrevocable, but you can change it. I would recommend that you watch this video called When's the Best Time to Buy an Annuity? It's not when the agent tells you to. It's not when the agent needs a car payment made. It's when you need to transfer risk. But that video, I kind of go through when those times occur and what you can do to contractually solve for that goal, how to go about it a myriad of ways, either a laddering approach or lump sum. So I cover that. So I encourage you to go to that, take a look at that video. In fact, I release a brand new video every day of the week, Monday through Friday. So subscribe. I would encourage you to do that. And if you want to see specific quotes or connect with us on the phone and have us do a plan for you, no obligation, no cost, we'll even send you some books. Go to StanTheAnnuityMan.com.